Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is Dylan Shields again, and today we are going to be talking about transitioning from being an employee to an entrepreneur. So, you're sick and tired of working for somebody else. You're ready to jump in and just start being your own boss, making your own hours, and all the wondrous things of owning your own business. You want to make more money, more time for your family, all of that. Well, I'm here to tell you how to go about it and the best approach, coming from somebody who has tried and failed multiple times from jumping from employee to an entrepreneur. So I just want to start off by saying kind of what I mean by that. An employee, if you ever have read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, you know that there are four different sectors. There's an employee, a self-employed sector, a business, and an investor. And ultimately, you want to get to the business and investor side. Most people are either employed by someone else or they're self-employed, and usually they're only one or two employees and they think they're a business owner, but they're really self-employed. Myself included. Just because I have my own business doesn't mean I'm on the business side. Business means you have employees. You are making a lot more than a self-employed person would be. The main difference is the amount of employees, and mainly the volume and the scaling that goes along with it. So when you're wanting to transition, the biggest things that I've learned is don't go so fast. So that's where I started having problems. I hate working for people. I hate it. And I understand if that's you, if you're just that person that likes to be the boss and you want to be the one in control of your own time. And it sucks. A lot of us start in a place where we need to go get a job. And I think so many young entrepreneurs get this wrong where, they think that they can just start a business without having any money to start it, and it kind of limits their options. It almost it really takes down what they could do because they're limited by money. So automatically their business ideas are cut down because they don't have money to operate it. Most businesses, they cost money to operate. Now, if you're just trying to get into something, and my recommendation would be to get a job to cover your basic expenses, because I'll just tell you a quick story. About 3 or 4 years ago, when I got into drop shipping, I started making a lot of money, like, $1,000, $2,000 a month, which isn't a ton of money, but if I had a job on top of that, that would have been a sweet extra pie to add on to my end monthly cash flow. The problem that I had is I had expenses and I didn't have a job, and I was trying to drop ship at the same time. So I was spending all my time drop shipping and I didn't have any money. I was putting it on credit to just fuel the drop shipping. And what happened is my Facebook account got banned, basically. And it created a lot of problems because I didn't have any money coming in. I had expenses coming in. So what ended up happening is I just ended up getting into a lot of debt. And if I were to do it all over again, I would have gotten a job to supplement my expenses. And it took me a long time to realize this. And I'm one of those kids that had a family that took care of me, and I was privileged. I've got everything that I needed. I always had school supplies, clothes on my back. Even when I was playing sports, my parents gave me everything. And, looking back, I kind of wish they would have, put their foot down and said, you know what, you want this? Go work for it. And that's something that I want to instill into my kids, even when I get rich. I'm gonna teach them about money a lot sooner than I got taught about money. I almost had to learn on my own and from viewing what my parents were doing. I got to the point where I didn't even want to accept anything from my parents because I was just like, I never wanted to ask for anything because it felt bad. Like it felt like I was just taking and never working for anything. And I feel like that's one of the reasons I'm where I'm at today, where I'm having to learn this the hard way and figure it out on my own now. I have two kids. I have a home that I provide for. So I'm really in that responsibility phase, and it's teaching me so much. It's teaching me so much more than when I was just getting handed everything. And that's kind of the message I wanted to portray to you guys today, is that when you're in a spot like that and you want to start a business, go get a job. I know it sucks, and I know you hate working for somebody else, because I do, but you need to take it as not a negative. You can't look at anything negatively. You have to view the positive in it. So you're going to be getting money, and I think you should go get a job where you're getting just enough money to not be comfortable. Like, just enough to pay the bills, but it's still not comfortable. It still makes you want to come home and build your dream. Because if you start a job where you're making enough money to be comfortable, you're making $4,000 or $5,000 a month, and your only expenses are like $3,000, $2,000, then you start getting comfortable. You start getting okay just going to work and getting that check and clocking in and clocking out and never building in your off time. Well, that's not the way to go about it. But you could also look at it the opposite approach, where you're just building a business and you're taking all that money that you're making and using it for expenses. Now, this is why I think that's wrong, is because you should be taking all that money and putting it right back into your business so you can grow it. You should be buying it. You should be getting employees. You should be buying more products to sell. You should be leveraging your time and leveraging the money that you're making to give yourself more time to build your business. So yeah, those are my thoughts for if you're trying to transition from being an employee to an entrepreneur. I still currently work a job to cover my expenses. Like I said, I've failed multiple times at business. I'm working my way out of debt right now, and this is my story. One day I'm gonna have a successful business where I'm gonna tell this story. I failed and I was in debt. Well, this is not me anymore, and I'm making those changes that need to be done, that should have been done a long time ago. So if you're the type of person that is kind of in that spot where you're like, should I quit my job? Should I just focus full time? I would wait until you're making at least double or triple, what you, and well, not really, like, it's not even a dollar amount. I would wait until you being at a job is costing you more money than it would, like, if you were just working on your business full time. That's when I think you should make the pivotal change. Unless you're getting your expenses paid for by someone else or whatever. But that's my 2 cents for the day, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. So leave a comment, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.